And I've listened to President Barack Obama, and let me just say this while we're right here today. The reason I'm taking this show on a political tour is because I want to at least allow this audience to hear some good news from some of the individuals that are close to President Barack Obama and some of the good things that are happening throughout our world because of him.
Yes.
You were a delegate, is that correct?
Correct, to the Democratic Convention.
Tell us about that experience.
Oh, it was so wonderful because a person that I had already supported ever since he was a senator, and especially when he ran for U.S. Senate, and we had no African-American U.S. senator at all.
Okay.
You know, I started supporting him then. And then when he decided to run for president, I was right there on the team, and then I ran and became a delegate. So we got there, and I got a chance to actually vote for him to be on the ticket for presidency. And of course, after that, I was so proud. I called myself an Obama mom.
Two things I want to touch bases with the president before we let it go.
Sure.
One thing is that I heard him speak on an he was on C-SPAN a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin Powell has an organization with the youth, and he was speaking about the changing in the educational system and how we have to be accountable for that. What do you ascribe that language to mean to you?
It means that he's tired of our children failing, and we can do better. And there are easy ways for us to improve our educational structure. It means that the Leave No Child Behind Act is leaving too many of our children behind. So it's time to reform education. Okay. And so I think he wants to look at what's working. And Colin Powell and his wife's program is really working.
Okay.
It's going out and touching those children and helping to educate them. And of course, they're our future.
Sure.
And if we don't educate them now, we have failed them. So, and we've failed them already on so many levels.
And not only that, the country is in a position where we have to be able to prepare ourselves for the future. And where do you think our youth will be standing if there's not a particular stand now?
Well, they will not be standing tall for sure. We need to make sure that we improve our budget too.
Sure.
Because after this economic climate that we've been living in for the past 4 years or more, and the economy crashing, we cannot leave our children there without having the proper education and everything that they need in order to take us back up. Right. From the bottom, you know, as I say.
All right.
So, yes, Obama has the right idea, in my opinion. We haven't given him a chance to really do anything. They're criticizing on every level, but what do they want? Do people want to just leave things the way they are? Because it's been getting worse and worse and worse at this level.
Sure.
So I think that's the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing
over and over
and expect different results.
That's right.
You know, so we have to, give him a chance. I'm not saying that I approve of every single idea that he's come up with, but let's give him a chance.
Well, what really prompted me to contact you is because when I heard that you had gone back in the office, I wanted to be able to talk to someone. And then I heard that you were a delegate. I wanted to talk to someone that knows some good things that's happening.
Yes.
I hadn't ever heard too much of derogatory statements about any president of the United States since my 55 years of being in existence on this earth. But now all of a sudden I'm hearing what I'm hearing. So my efforts is to, all right, so here's what is available. So I'm going to exhaust my efforts to at least give the voice to individuals such as yourself to be able to speak on that level. And that was my second question. Why do you think there is so much derogatory statements toward him at this particular time in the country's devastation that is in?
Well, of course, we have a lot of conservative media that have been criticizing him since he put his name on the ballot. They criticized Hillary Clinton, so it's not always just black and white.
Got it.
They criticize anybody that's not like them, and since they didn't want a Democrat, so a lot of people didn't vote for him. And so those are the people with strong voices. So they're very critical. And so some people listen to those stations day in and day out and get fed this into their psyche. And so that nothing that he's going to do is going to be okay. And you're right. They have not criticized Bush and some of the other ones who got us in the shape that we in. They forget we inherited this mess.
Right.
He did not just come up and make it worse.
In 1 year.
No. And when Clinton left, we were in good shape.
Okay.
Now, our children and generations to come will be paying for the deficit that we're in. And they have to listen to someone who has offered themselves to serve, who wants to make a positive difference. But instead, for example, he went out of town on to some of the cities. And the cities, of course, all the cities when the president come, their police forces and everybody come out and make sure that everything is safe.
Sure. One
city was saying today that they had to close down some of their businesses because they wouldn't let traffic go that way. And you know, the President of the United States of America, our Commander-in-Chief, came to your little city.
Right.
Then you need to, you've never said anything before. In fact, has a president even graced their presence before? He's trying to get out and talk to the people, the real people, and share his message. And, you know, of course, too, health care and education and the banking industry and the mortgage company, anything to do with the dollars.
Sure.
People are always going to be critical anyway. So I think that it's going to change because they're going to start stopping and looking at the fact that he's not so bad after all.
And how, you've been pretty close to him. You've seen him in certain situations. You were at the convention. How does the president handle such criticism, in your opinion?
Well, I think he's a real smooth guy. Yeah. He's so brilliant. And he's very calm. And even though his hair is turning gray already.
I'm telling you, wow.
He's handling everything. It seems to be he's focusing on his job, but he keeps his family and his children, you know, his wife and children in front of him.
That's good.
And so he steps back. He says, I got to separate. I have to rest. I have me time with my family. And then I give the rest of my all to the country.
Wow. Why is family so important to not only the average man, but important to the president?
Well, to anybody who's elected. Sure. If you don't have your family supporting you and your good friends and close friends, then you'll have a really tough time. Or you might not even get elected. And, you know, if you got to focus on all the little domestic things around you, and if they're not intact and they're not stable, then you cannot perform in your position as an elected official. Okay. So I think that family is important, especially a loving family like the one he has. And with Michelle Obama, she is brilliant, just like her husband.
I'm telling you,